What's up, you guys? I'm Clever Little Imp. Welcome back to Beacon Pines. We are staging a coup, I believe. If I can, yeah, there we go. We are off to find Jeff and Iggy. I was seeing if these people have anything to say, which apparently they don't. Alright, we need to find Jeff and Iggy. Not sure where to find Jeff. Iggy's probably just gonna be around the town somewhere. Undaunted, he shook his head. Over? No. Endings are merely a state of mind. This doesn't end until I give up. Wow. I admire the conviction. But can he really pull through? We'll find out. Nope. Oh, we could check the diner too. Hey, Dawn. You ever wonder why an agriculture company employs an army of survey takers? The clipboards? They say they're just trying to make us happy. Do they want to make us happy? Or just figure out what makes us happy? An important distinction. So yeah, Dawn was pretty much onto them from the start. Guess Miss Fratelli is getting ready for the festival. But I have more words to use! I don't exactly want to go this way either, in case Mr. Nuncreed jumps out from nowhere. Hey, Jeff. What can I do you for? Well, I know how much you hate perennial harvest. Hate's a strong word. Oh, sorry, I mean, I didn't say it was the wrong word. Gotcha. So, we're gonna break into the headquarters, and I think you might be able to help.
Jeff wheezed out a long snicker.
Yeah, see? I knew you kids were alright. Great, so you'll help?
The joy in Jeff's face drained instantly.
Not a chance. But give me one good reason I should risk my hide aiding and abetting you rascals.
Looking into the sullen eyes of his would-be accomplice, Luca blurted out the first word that came to mind.
Junk, probably. Junk! Yeah, what of it? Sonny, I've got more junk than a king has copper. I ain't interested. Can I try again?
Luca wasn't ready to give up so easily. He shouted out again.
I mean, that's probably gonna make him laugh. Poop! Yeah, it's all poop. Still ain't helping. And that, ain't that some poop? It's probably gonna be fight. Hide!
Jeff's brow perked up.
What'd you say? Go ahead and hide then.
Sensing some traction, Luca carried on with vigor.
Let a bunch of kids do what needs to be done. We're not afraid.
Jeff's scowl faded with a sigh.
Say what you will about old Jeff, and they all do, but you'll never hear him say I hide from nothing.
One good stomp of the foot was all Jeff needed to drive his point home.
What was it you kids needed? Some sort of disguise. I got just the thing. And while we're at it, that crate could come in handy. This ain't gonna be free, you know. I'm thinking 5 bags of sour gop should cover it. Put it on my tab.
Luca offered out his open hand to seal the deal. With a firm and dusty grip, Jeff reciprocated.
Done. Swing by first thing in the morning. I would have figured Fight was gonna be the one. Because, I mean, he does hate perennial harvest and all. Don't know why I thought Iggy would ever be in there. I almost went into Nun Creeds, but I don't think I'd find him there either. Oh hey, look, it's Iggy. Hey Tish, look who it is. I can't remember his normal voice. Luca, are you here to tickle us to death again? Look, just hear me out.
Iggy raised an eyebrow suspiciously.
We're listening. Iggy, I know we've both been giant bags of poop to each other.
Iggy gave a reluctant shrug.
You're not wrong. But lately, life has kind of been strange, you know?
Iggy considered the point.
Things have been weird around here. So, I'm offering a truce and asking for your help. What do you say we break our hostilities, at least for now? We do like breaking things, even if a truce means less breaking things. What if I told you there was a way to have a truce and break stuff? Go on. I need you to cause a distraction so I can sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ.
A wild-eyed grin spread across Iggy's face.
My, Luca Van Horn. I'm impressed. And after this is all done, maybe you and Trish can come hang out at the treehouse sometime.
Iggy glanced over to Tish, who nodded in agreement.
Fine. But not because we want to see your crappy treehouse. We just like to cause chaos.
With a quick nod, Luca was off.
Well, that was way easier than I expected. Did you hear that, Tish?
Iggy gazed up at Tish with a smile.
He invited us to hang out at the
A
treehouse.
single tear ran down Tish's cheek.
I never expected this day to come. How wonderful. She speaks!
Chapter 7. Into the Hive. A good heist requires preparation. And thorough preparation takes time, something they had precious little of. So far, everything was in order. Jeff, Iggy, and Tish all agreed to do their part. Beck radioed Luca that night with a simple and covert message. We are locked and loaded on my end. And Rollo, after a lengthy confession, managed to persuade Roxy and Fitz to help. He stowed away in mission control for the night to avoid attracting attention. Rollo, being uniquely suited for the role, would be the first to breach Perennial Harvest. The outfit provided by Jeff wasn't perfect, but a convincing disguise is 10% wardrobe, 90% confidence.
Which Rollo has tons of.
Rollo took a few vigorous breaths and shook out his arms.
Just stay calm, Rollo. You can do this. Got your delivery here. A delivery? I don't have anything in my notes about a delivery. One moment. I am so sorry, but there's no delivery scheduled for this morning. Right.
He had to think quick.
That's because this goes directly to the founder. He asked that it be kept secret.
Rollo sighed, adjusting his tool belt.
You know how the founder can be. I suppose we can leave this one off the records. Wow. Our harvest awaits and such.
With a stroke of his mustache, Rollo proceeded into the Perennial Harvest headquarters.
That was way easier than it should have been. Our harvest awaits. Package here for the founder. Oh, I didn't hear anything about. Yeah, this is a need-to-know kind of thing. I'll just
He
check.
stammered and flipped through the pages of his clipboard.
This goes directly to the founder. I don't have time to fill you in. Oh, I see. If you could just complete this form.
Rollo interrupted with urgency in his voice.
every time with the forms. Look, if you want to explain to the founder why I'm late, well, it's your funeral. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was again?
Rollo panicked.
Our harvest awaits. Sir, that's a restricted area. Excuse me, sir. Our harvest awaits. Ready to light this candle, Tish? Yup. Suck on this, perennial ham fist. What was
The
that?
distraction was enough for Rollo to regain his confidence.
Just open the dang door. I got a job to do.
Clipboard fumbled around in a frenzy.
Yeah, I should check on that noise. Oh, come on. Just buzz me in already. Okay. Phew, that was close. Our harvest awaits? Hey, I figure, when in doubt, stick with the classics. Well, that was a close one, but you pulled it off. Nice work, Rollo. Alright, everyone knows what to do? Yep, deep engineering is to the north. I'll go with Beck, in case she needs some muscle. I'll head east to the founder's office. You two be safe. I mean, we've talked about this, Luca. No splitting up. That's odd. There's not even any cups for the water. I mean, it would have helped if they told me where the founder's office was, or if they let me look at the schematics. A hallway to nowhere? What's going on here? I don't know, but we can do it. Oh my gosh. Solomon?
Solomon stopped in his tracks.
Luca? What are you doing in here? It's a long story. Are you okay?
A veneer of confusion flashed across Solomon's face. His words rushed out dramatically.
No, I'm most certainly not okay. Some strange people grabbed me and... Were they in hazmat suits? Yes! How did you know? They brought me here and they locked me up, and when they were distracted, I ran. Dang. Okay, you should stick with me. We've got
Solomon's
a plan.
facade briefly faltered.
We? Yeah, Rollo and Beck are headed to deep engineering. Thank heavens you found me. We've got to get out of here. We can't leave just yet. But they'll catch us again. I've got to do something first. When you were running, did you happen to see a door marked Founder? Founder? Why are you looking for him? I'm not. I just need to get into that office. Now that you mention it, I do think I saw a door that said Founder. It was just down this
Luca
way.
happened to notice a plaque above the door.
Office of the Founder. Knocking comes with consequence. Oh, here it is. So it is. It's pretty lucky that I ran into you, or else I might have missed it. Truly fortunate.
Luca tried the handle.
Locked.
Solomon leaned forward to examine the mechanism.
Regrettably, it seems to be some sort of electric lock. I don't see how we could possibly defeat a lock like
Luca
that.
smiled and looked at his watch.
Let's just wait a minute. What you doing? I don't know what sort of funny business you're up to, but I like
She
it.
mimed a quick hat tip and ambled off with a whistle.
What? The only thing he has to contribute to this whole story. Good afternoon.
The light on the keypad changed from red to green.
How did you do that? It's good to have friends. Quick, let's get inside before someone spots us.
Lucas switched on his walkie-talkie.
Rolo, I'm in. As expected, there's a control panel. Great timing. We're stuck at a locked door marked 24601. Need you to get us through. What if someone catches us? We should get out of here. I'm not leaving my friend Solomon.
On the computer screen, a green cursor blinked in a password field.
Surely you don't have a way to get around the password.
Luca pecked out his best guess. Underground secrets.
Wait, how does... Why would Rolo have that? Luca have that password. Unless that was purely a shot in the dark, because Rolo hadn't gone missing in that timeline. Also, I did just notice the darts at Augustus's face up there. Nice.
The screen blinked to life. Columns of green numbers glowed on a black background.
Oh, how did you just guess that? Oh, it's this absurd password Rolo heard when he was down here before. It's funny how someone arrogant enough to call themselves the founder has such a basic password. Or they were thinking several moves ahead, not expecting anyone to guess something so simple. These villain types always end up outsmarting themselves.
Solomon's jaw clenched into a half smile.
Your powers of deduction are as impressive as your luck.
Luca quickly scanned the columns for number 24601.
Rolo, I think this should do it. Bingo bango, doors open. Luca, you never fail to impress. What's that slippery loud even doing down there? We have a friend whose mom is in trouble. We're here to get her out. I see. Okay, Luca. I think we're close. The next door is marked 13806.
Once again, Luca scrutinized the numbers on the screen. In that moment of distraction, Solomon reached forward and pressed a large red button.
Maybe this one opens the lock? Crap! We got company! Luca, must go faster! Oh, one sec, I can't think with all this
He
noise.
quickly skimmed the screen with his finger.
Here it is. 13806. Go, go, go! Curse these fumbling hands. My apologies, Luca. Don't beat yourself up. I know you were just trying to help. Sure he was. Oh man. No water cups. Rolo! Wasn't that the same hallway I passed? Rolo, are you okay? Rolo, come in.
Mr. Kerr approached with a sneer and spoke into his walkie-talkie.
You can turn off the alarms. They're trapped.
With self-satisfaction, he called into the hallway.
That, my dears, is a dead end. Nowhere to run. So it was the same hallway. Rolo, where are you? Are you okay? Yeah, I think we lost him. Making our way back to Nellie's office. Ah. Okay, you two rabble-rousers are coming with us. Nope. Make a break for it. Did that little girl just kick me? And don't just stand there. After them. Okay, I think that worked. Roxy and Fitz have them on a wild goose chase. I'm having trouble following what just happened. Like I said, it's good to have friends. Rolo, how long do you think Roxy can distract them? How long can Roxy keep someone so mad they can't see straight? Let's just say, we've got time. Enter Nellie's office now. Mom! Oh, honey, what did you do to your hair? I thought you'd be happy. I finally used the Young Chemist Lab kit. You sure have a knack for making me incredibly proud in the most frustrating ways. We need to get you out of here. We? Who's your adult friend? Huh, I'm no adult. Ever heard of a growth spurt? I have more of a growth spew. No, that's not possible.
Nellie leaned over to examine his teeth.
Substantial banding on the enamel of the molars consistent with the Tempest liquamine exposure. Is that what y'all call the gunk they forced me to drink? You drank it? Oh no. They told me it was only being tested on plants. Oh, Beck, sweetie, I promise I didn't know. Mom, what the heck is this? What the heck is going on at this place? I was brought here to work on a discovery of a lifetime. A novel chemical compound was discovered under Beacon Pines in a wellspring they called the Source. They named it Tempest liquamine. It pulls energy from its surroundings in order to fundamentally alter matter's relationship to time. It was the secret to Valentine's fertilizer. They harvest the source, infusing small amounts of Tempest liquamine to the product. It worked wonders, drastically accelerating plant growth. Crops would be ready to harvest in a fraction of the time. But it led to complications. The foul harvest. Perennial harvest came in to clean up the mess, to succeed where Valentine failed. But Tempest liquamine is rebellious. Rebellious? You can think of it as manifestation of change itself. It's volatile by its very nature. So the more you try to force it to do a specific thing, the more it resists, yes. I can relate to that. My role was to finish the work of my predecessor, Dr. Prescott, harnessing Tempest liquamine to reliably manipulate an organism's age. Just imagine how many people we could feed. Mr. Kerr was very insistent we achieve a successful result before today's festival. But you didn't, right?
Nellie sighed.
You know how much I love a good puzzle? I poured myself into the problem. It wasn't long until I discovered oddities in Mr. Prescott's notes. Oddities? They contained obvious errors, mistakes that someone of his reputation would never make. So I fixed them, and now I get to replace my entire wardrobe. I really am truly sorry. Those clothes were all hand-me-downs anyway. It sounds like Dr. Prescott figured it out, got cold feet, and intentionally sabotaged his own work. I had considered that possibility. I've sent a letter asking him to clarify his thinking. Mom, Dr. Prescott is dead. Kerr had him killed. What? I overheard them talking about it on the radio. It's why we gotta get you out of here. Like now. Wait, the vial! I finally solved the chemical equation allowing direct control of aging. Mr. Kerr picked it up just before you came in. All the more reason we gotta hightail it. Luca, we got Dr. Modewheel heading your way now. Roger that. Be careful. Alright, everything's on track. And what's your plan for escape? We'll go over everything everything when they get here. In the meantime, maybe we can dig up some more info. As he bashes me on the back of the head. Let's see what else this bad boy has on it. Security systems, time card logs, payroll. You know, for being so evil, this guy sure is boring.
Solomon muttered inaudibly.
Just you wait. Huh? Oh, nothing.
Luca tugged on each of the cabinets.
Dang, this must be the good stuff. They're all locked. Perhaps he's not as careless as you suspected. It looks like the founder was helping Kerr plan the festival. Why would such a secretive leader be obsessed with a party? Only time will tell.
Luca held his hand up to the ashtray.
Still warm. He must have been in here recently. Marasil 80 proof whiskey. The same kind we found in the lake. A hard drink for a hard man. Wow, even his alcohol is arrogant.
Solomon once again muttered under his breath.
I should just smother you right now. What was that? I said I shouldn't bother you right now. Don't be silly, you're no bother at all. Wow, Luca, you're very dense. I'm really sorry I got you dragged into this mess, Solomon. You needn't worry about me. Well, I feel bad either way. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise.
With a subtle, quivering lip, a smile crawled across Solomon's face. They heard the trampling of frantic footsteps from the hallway.
Lock it, lock it, lock it! Locked. That was close. When we left Nellie's office, it was swarming with clipboards. We barely got away. Did they follow you? Yeah. Rolo. Before we start tossing blame around, is it possible someone ordered a pizza? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Definitely not pizza. What now? Don't look at me. I'm officially retiring from the heisting business. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We just have a few quick questions. Just let me think. Can someone watch the door? Of course. Opens it. Everyone else huddle up. Yep. Oops. I think this little caper has gone on long enough. Solomon, no! Hush now, child. The adults are speaking. Dr. Modewell, a brief reintroduction is in order. We've never met in person, but we have corresponded. You see, it was I who hired you. Solomon, the pathetic orphan child. The powerful and enigmatic, you know what word that is, leader. Sharper, the fallen progenitor who created this town. Perennial harvest, Valentine fertilizer. All connected by a single thread. Yours truly. But that's...
Her eyes searched the floor in thought. Solomon watched eagerly, waiting for the flicker of epiphany. With a sickened look, she peered into his soul.
Ah, yes. Now you've got it. Tip is liquamine. You discovered how to reverse the process.
Solomon clapped with genuine delight.
Very good, Dr. Modewell. Very good. Though the discovery wasn't intentional,
Solomon glanced down, examining his youthful form.
and the effects went a little too far for my taste. That's why you need me to finish Dr. Prescott's work, which you did admirably. Mr. Kerr, the vial, please.
Kerr presented it with a theatrical twirl of the hand.
May I present to you the eighth wonder of the...
Before he could finish, Rollo snatched the vial from Kerr's palm.
Wow, this stuff sounds pretty valuable. Be careful, you fool. You have no idea what's in your hand. Actually, we do. You just did a whole villain montage. You just did a whole evil villain monologue thingy about it.
Casually tossed the vial to Luca.
Gosh, maybe I'll have a taste.
Luca jiggled the vial mockingly.
Seize him! Luca! Over here! Why haven't we just smashed it? Move another inch and I'll smash
She held it tightly behind her back. Solomon sighed, speaking in crisp, measured syllables.
You have no plan. I'll smash it, I swear. Fine, risk killing us all. Or, if you're lucky, nothing happens. Then what? We captured you and grant you much less leniency.
He pursed his lips with feigned sincerity.
But I give you my word. If you hand it over now, none of you will be harmed.
A deep uncertainty washed over Beck.
Smash it. You're a smart girl, Beck. But there's no shame in being outwitted by someone smarter than you. We both know there's only one way this ends.
She looked to Nellie shakily. With a dispirited nod, Nellie sighed in defeat. Beck slowly approached Solomon.
That's a good girl. Beck, don't do it! We can't trust that jerk. I'm sorry. He's right.
With apprehension, Beck conceded.
You're
Solomon
joking.
pocketed the vial and brushed off his shoulder with a sharp flick.
You want to convince me that Beck handed it over just like that? No way. That's not her personality at all. Mr. Kerr, you have allowed yourself to be humiliated by a group of children. Report to my office tomorrow for a performance review.
The blood drained from Kerr's face.
Well, he's dead. Of course, sir. But first, you have a speech to make. Trot out there and give me the introduction I deserve. And don't forget to smile. Yes, sir! And to think, all of this thanks to the efforts of Mr. Van Horn. I don't understand. How is this all because of me? I said Mr. Van Horn, silly child. Dr. Walt Van Horn. Your father was always a thorn in my side. I offered him an opportunity to be part of something great. But the fool was blinded by righteousness. He even broke into my laboratory in an attempt to sabotage my work.
Solomon shook his head with gratification.
But the universe has a funny way of correcting course. By meddling with a force he didn't understand, Walt showed me its true potential. As fate would have it, Luca, your father's dying act was to grant me eternal life.
A muffled applause resonated faintly through the walls.
Well, that's my cue. After the festivities and my subsequent ascension, I will return to deal with you all. Until then, I suggest you use this time to reflect on the magnitude of your failure. You three keep post outside the door. Oh, crap.
Nellie was staring at the floor, deep in thought.
Sorry, Luca. Give me a minute to calm my mind. Hey. I'm sorry, Luca. I did what I had to do. I know. It's just, we were so close. I've got a feeling that eventually Solomon will get what's coming to him. Time wounds all heals. Well, time seems like less of an issue for him now. I can't believe Beck sold us out like that. I'm not sure she had any other choice. So what now? What's the plan? I don't have one. Of course you do. You always have a plan. Rolo, you just need some time. Rolo, it's over. We lost. Luca, there's something you should know. After Mr. Kerr locked me in that office, I had nothing but time and curiosity. I poked around a bit, hoping to find a means of escape, but I found something else. A note hidden in a false drawer. What sort of note? Dr. Prescott must have sensed his time at Perennial Harvest was growing short. So he left behind a letter, with the hope it would be found by his successor. It was a confession of sorts. He left it for me, but its contents... Luca, I think they were meant for you. Why? What did it say? It was about an incident with your mother. Dr. Prescott found her in his lab with a stolen keycard. There was an accident. She had been exposed to extreme amounts of Tempus liquamine.
The color dropped from Luca's face.
She survived. Dr. Prescott decided to help her recover. He no longer trusted Perennial Harvest, so he kept her whereabouts a secret. Over time, your mother led him to reconsider the purpose of scientific discovery. Science is often the vanguard of change, but that doesn't mean it's always right. He realized that no one should have control over something as powerful as time itself. Now I believe that's why he began to intentionally sabotage his own work. And it cost him his life. That's a reasonable conclusion.
Luca was overwhelmed with emotion.
But if she's alive, where has she been? Where is she now?
A sudden explosion sounded from the hull.
That's probably her.
Chapter 8. Comeuppance. Ears still ringing, Gran picked herself up off the ground. Through the dust and smoke, she looked over to see Mrs. Fratelli helping Hiram Tolliver to his feet. She'd had to beg, borrow, and steal to acquire those explosives. How many nights had she spent visualizing how she'd use them to make things right? And now, her one shot at destroying the source, that damned hole that swallowed so much of her life, was gone. Traded for this jagged hole in a wall and a foolhardy shot at rescuing Rollo. With Fratelli and Tolliver at her side, she stepped through. It was a strange feeling. The last time she'd stalked this maze of hallways, it was in a different body. They quickly rounded a corner to find a group of clipboards guarding a door. Something worth guarding is probably something worth seeing. She leapt forward, brandishing her cane. If her last chance at vengeance for things lost was truly gone, she would just have to fight to keep what she still had.
Man, What are you doing here? Luca? What are you doing here? We're here to save Nellie. We're here to save Rolo. Hey, Mrs. Lucas Grand. That's awful nice of you, but I'm fine. Oh no, what did they? Gran, there's no time to explain. We've got to go now. Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
They made their way out from deep within Perennial Harvest, just as Solomon finished up his speech.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket.
We've got to stop him.
In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
No! Well, I guess that's it. We lost. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
With a mischievous look, Beck elbowed Luca. Remember when I had the vial behind my back?
I don't know.
I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little junk.
Can't wait to see the look on his face when he realizes he drank his own cigar ash. How did ashes get into the vial? It was pretty easy to mess with the vial when it was behind my back. Oh, that's sneaky. Well, it's a bad habit anyways. I always said, bad habits are like 50-yard field goals. Huh? Hard to kick. Sorry, that one was pretty good though. You can all call me Sharper
His
Valentine.
body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Dead. Oh, nice! Well, that's one way to kick a bad habit.
As the last of what was once Sharper Valentine wafted into the air, the crowd began to disperse, still numb from what they had just observed. Sharper Valentine was gone for good. His end would be a new beginning for Beacon Pines, a new chance to let go of the things they had lost and grab hold of a new future. The end.
Did I accidentally find the good ending?
Well, I'd be lying if I said that wasn't a bit gratifying. If that feels to you like a good note to end on, I won't stand in your way.
I mean, yeah, it kind of does, to be honest, but I want to see what the other options are, I guess. Oh, is the whiskey from his office? Yep, dude had an unfinished glass on his desk. Figured his grow juice could use a little hair of the dog. You can call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Now that's what I call 80 proof whiskey. Dang, dude.
The crowd gazed in stunned silence at the now empty stage. The quiet was broken when William Kerr sprinted off stage and into the distance. He was never seen around Beacon Pines, or anywhere else for that matter, again. Watching the silhouette of Kerr disappear over the horizon, Luca began to laugh. First, a low chuckle that became uncontrolled, heaving laughter. Through his tears, he was vaguely aware that the crowd had begun to laugh with him. The end. That was Unexpected. Perhaps a bit of an absurd ending for my taste, but who am I to say? I'm only writing the damn thing. I might have tweaked his wonder potion with a little change.
Like, pocket change? Your unlucky penny! Yeah, I plopped it in the vial when no one was looking. What's that gonna do? No idea. That's the beauty of science. Now we observe. You can call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
Holy crap! He's a baby? Yeah, but he's still Sharper, right? What he was no longer matters. This is an innocent child. I apologize for all the harm my father has caused you.
Eris awkwardly cradled the squirming child. She looked to her brother, her voice shaking with uncertainty.
Augustus, what do we do? What we Valentines always do. What must be done. I'll hurry home and prepare a crib for father, young Sharper. That would be a great help. Thank you.
She looked back down at the infant with equal parts kindness and terror in her eyes. With a shake of her head, Eris addressed the crowd with a stern scowl.
Okay, everyone. This show is over. You may leave now. No.
Epilogue.
I get an epilogue for that? I don't like that ending, though. He's just gonna grow up and be evil. I mean, he kept all of his memories when he was a child, so, like, what's to say he's not just a baby that has all of his memories and he's just now incapable of doing anything?
Beacon Pines' coldest summer on record came and went without much fanfare. Folks shared what they had and none were left wanting. The new school year was ushered in by the falling leaves of autumn. After everything Luca, Rollo, and Beck had been through, middle school was bearable. The chill of winter didn't seem to bother people much. They kindled a hope for a better future in their hearts. When spring arrived, farmers planted their crops with a sense of joy and optimism. And as the dawn of the first day of summer came again, its light slowly spread through the shallow valley. It crept over the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, and came to rest on a young boy sleeping at dawn. His mind at peace, knowing he is here for a reason.
Hello, are you up yet? Roger that. It's a beautiful day at Mission Control. You gonna swing by? Be there in a minute. I don't know, this feels more final, like this is the actual ending you're supposed to get.
Over time, Eleanor began moving Walt's old things out of the closet and into storage. Eleanor had moved back into her bedroom, and now that she wasn't sneaking out late, she even slept there most nights.
I'm just looking for new stuff. I know it got really quiet for no reason, but...
Just some dusty knickknacks.
Little secret basement. Oh, your jam is in the way, Grandma. I mean, Mom. ready to go now. You go on without me. I'll meet you there. I've got a batch of jam to finish jarring. It's funny. I only started making jam as a way to send messages without anyone noticing. But now, I enjoy it. Cool. I don't want to go see if there's anything to do with his dad, since we know this is not his dad now, you know? Oh, they removed it. That's crazy. By the trees. I heard you and Rolo have big plans for that little tree house. Yeah, it started getting crowded after we revoked the max capacity of one Rolo, one Luca rule. So we decided to expand. But at least we've got some help with that. How's the internship at Nellie and Ilona's shop going? It's been great. I'm hoping it helps me get into the School of Agriculture up at State. Also, Nellie said she'd write a letter of recommendation, which would be huge. I can't help but worry about leaving Rolo. He's grown up so fast, but he's still my little brother. Yeah, he had a heck of a growth spurt. I don't just mean grown literally. This morning he was up and finished with his chores before I even had breakfast. Well, some of that might be his excitement about the treehouse renovations. Don't tell him this, because it'll just go to his head. But I'm really proud of that little punk. I'm sure he feels the same way, but he's just too dang proud to tell you. I know. Hey Gus, how's the tree planting going? Couldn't be better. I'm so grateful to Ilona and Nellie for letting me help. I just wasn't built to be a mayor. Too much bureaucracy. Gus, we've finished cleaning up the sidewalks. What's
When
next?
perennial harvest collapsed, most of the clipboards skipped town. But some stuck around and dedicated themselves to making things right.
Anyone with a knack for art can help paint the new art office. You can count on us. Well, it looks like you really found your calling. I never really felt comfortable telling people what to do. Now this right here, this is something I can be proud of. How's the morning napping? The most underrated part of a good nap is the view. And the view's getting greener every day. Nice. I see you decided on a name. Yep, we had to clear out all the old stuff before putting on the final touches. Slow and Dirty Harvest is now official. I like it. It was actually Nellie's idea. There's a lot of work to do, and the name serves as a reminder. Just because progress is important doesn't mean change should happen fast. In fact, I've learned that the more you care about something, the more important it is to take things slow. Our motto is, go slow and fix things. Amen to that. How's the fishing? Luca, get this. I managed to reel in an actual fish this morning. Seriously? Yeah, and honest to goodness, flip-flopping, swim-swamming fish. I don't think I've ever caught an actual fish here. Been at least 7 years since I caught one. I'd say it's a good omen. What'd you do with the fish? Oh, I released it back into the pond. I'm hoping to catch it again tomorrow. A little higher. Yup. A little lower. Yup. Little higher. Yup. I'm telling you, the angle isn't the issue. We need more power to the radio. Luca, there you are. Would you tell him it's not the angle? Hey, I'm not in charge of antenna redesign. Fine, fine. Iggy, just don't do anything drastic until we get back. Who, me? Tish, you're in charge while I'm gone. Yup. They'll be fine, right? It will be fine. If we really want Mission Control to turn into something bigger and better, we have to loosen our grip a bit. You're right. Lead the way. Is it weird that they still hang out? Young Mr. Van Horn. How's little Sharper doing? Young Sharper seems to enjoy nature more than I. So we do a lot of strolling these days. As he, attempted to crawl out of his crib and plot world domination. Yeah. Thankfully, no. I spoke at length with Dr. Modwell, and she feels that Sharper's infant mind will not develop enough to retain his previous memories. For all intents and purposes, the child is unmodeled clay. Let's hope he's a little nicer the second time around. That is the objective, yes. But really, all I can do is try and hope. 2 activities I am endeavoring to find less distasteful. Well, I think you're doing a great job. And the whole town is ready to help out however we can. I can't wait to teach him to throw a baseball.
Eris did her best to ignore the tears welling in her eyes.
That would be acceptable. Luca, do you want a biscotti? On the house. I don't really have time. Daryl, you gotta come see this. I finally did it. I pulled the perfect espresso. Oh, Lumi. If I didn't know better, I would think you're proud of something. As if I know. It's too late. You're now officially a person that cares. He looked to his friend with a thankful smile. After everything that could have gone wrong, everything that did go wrong, we made it. The end.
Closing her eyes, Miss Hatch took a deep, relaxing breath.
Oh, hello, Luca. How are you? Really good, actually. That's wonderful. Did I miss anything? I think you're pretty much up to speed. Yeah, because apparently it was all in your book. What's today's news that needs knowing? I'll give you tomorrow's headline today! Our old friend Patrick C. Montesquieu, aka William Kerr, just performed in a stirring rendition of The Iceman Cometh at the State Correctional Facility. I hear there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, I guess he's had plenty of time to work on his craft. Oh, Dawn's awake! glad you swung by.
More follow-up questions for your story?
Nope, I got everything I needed. Thanks for that again. I sent a draft of the story to a reporter in Capital City. They offered me an internship.
Of course they did. You're an amazing reporter.
I don't know about all that. A story about a phony corporation that picked up an entire town of people and moved them to cover up a massive illegal mine shaft full of incredibly hazardous chemicals. Sort of writes itself, if you think about it.
Just don't forget us when you become a fancy big city reporter.
Capital City isn't that far away. I'm going to have to come back from time to time to check in and see what sort of new trouble you've gotten yourself into.
Sorry to disappoint, but my adventuring days are over.
Huh, we both know that's not true.
What makes you say that?
Call it a reporter's intuition.
So yeah, maybe there is a part 2. Or a Beacon's
Lucas
Pine 2.
squinted at the faded photo of him and his mom at the diner. Memories of that day came flooding back.
Oh, I can finally do the rest of them.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tolev.
Achoo! Sorry, these allergies have been killing me. Haven't been able to smell a thing all day. I almost sold Miss Hatch a gallon of spoiled milk this morning. Got anything to help clear out these darn sinuses? Whatever it takes, I just want to be able to smell again. Probably pungent. Incendiary. Oh, you only do 2, okay.
I call this one a cod for the common cold.
Oh man, that's spicy. And stinky.
I'm sorry, I'll try again.
No, don't you see what this means? I can smell again. Looks like your father isn't the only doctor in the family.
Hey, Miss Hatch, what can I get you? I'm not terribly hungry. Something snack-sized, if you could.
Snack sized? I don't know. I guess that's the smallest one. Right, Luca? Really?
I call it the novella.
Lovely. This just in. Last chance diner overrun by gremlins.
I'm not a gremlin, I'm Luca.
Mr. Wilder adjusted his monocle jokingly.
I stand corrected. In that case, would you believe I have a craving for a burger?
You've come to the right place.
Indeed. I'll have a nice juicy burger topped with onion. I don't know if there's really a point to this, by the way. Is incendiary gonna mean burnt? You said onions, right?
Here you go. I call it the Wilder.
You know I love a good byline. Many thanks. How do I get over to her, though? If it isn't little Luca.
Hey, Uncle Nuncreed. How come you haven't been around the house lately?
Well, your dad and I had a little disagreement is all. How's he doing? Has he mentioned me?
Not really. He's been busy lately. Sometimes he doesn't come home from work before bedtime.
Is that so? Well, tell him I'm thinking of him.
You seem sad.
Nonsense.
What can I get for your lunch?
Fact of the matter is, I don't have much of an appetite right now.
But, Uncle Nuncreed, you gotta eat. I'll make you something special. That'll cheer you up.
I don't. That's so vague. don't know. Something to cheer him up. I don't know. I call it the cheers looking at you, kid. One burger with a side of good vibes. Oh, Luca, you sweet
Mr.
boy.
Nuncrate reached down and patted Luca's shoulder with an enormous hand.
You got a lot of your dad in you, don't you? I guess so. Run along. I'll do my best to clean my plate. Listen well, child. I'm only going to say this once. I require a well-done burger. Got it. When I say well done, I mean it. Well done, no problem. I fear you aren't grasping my request. I want the burger charred beyond recognition. I want it bitter and black. One burnt burger, coming up. And top it with the most expensive thing you have. I don't even know what that is. Caviar, maybe? May I present? The row, 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 you're burnt. I can hardly believe it. You've done well. Miss Fratelli had caviar stashed back there? The woman is full of surprises. Very good. This will suffice. I have a coupon for one free burger. What'll it be? Well, I have a lot of mouths to feed. So give me the biggest burger you have. They must eat a lot, huh? You have no idea. Oh, and throw some lettuce on top. Where was lettuce? Oops, sorry, Jeff. I call it the too much is never enough. This should keep them at pay. Thank you. Alrighty, looks like we've got everything we need. Let's get to feeding these folks. Oh, I already fed everyone. You made all the food yourself? What on earth did you put on the burgers? I just used what was laying around. Oh dear, that can't be good. Thanks again, Luca. Best burger I ever ate. Surprisingly competent. Everyone seems happy. You really are a remarkable boy, aren't you? And there we go. Minigame done.
Mrs. Fratelli glowed with a carefree smile.
Is that your suitcase? That is 2 weeks of unencumbered tranquility. Excuse me. Would you be so kind as to take my order? 2 weeks of sand margaritas and forgotten obligations. Excuse me. I'd love to place an order.
Mrs. Fratelli sighed with a zen-like calm.
Just as soon as the lunch rush ends, I'll be a feather on the wind. You're going on vacation? For the first time in years. And I've got you and your mom to thank. Why's that? She didn't tell you? You two are gonna fill in for me at the diner while I'm gone. Just like old times. It's fine, I'll wait. I don't even remember what we're supposed to be doing. The minigame kind of disrupted everything. Oh, we're going to Beck's. That's right. Wow, back for seconds. It was not too much trouble. For the longest time, I didn't understand the appeal of ice cream. It serves no purpose, other than to be briefly enjoyed and then it's gone. But it's pretty tasty while it lasts. Oh, but it's pretty tasty while it lasts.
I'm inclined to agree.
You're running a bakery now?
Hey, Luca, can you tell Roxy I'll be free in an hour?
Sure thing.
My dad's making me stock the shelves for summer. He said it builds character. I think he meant to say it builds calluses.
Builds character.
Yeah, it builds something alright.
Luca, can I interest you in a delicious
He
apple?
playfully waggled an apple.
No thanks, just saying hello. Well, hello then. Come on, telling your mom we need a new crate of jam? Already? It's funny, I used to hide the stuff in the back. Terrified that someone would find out about our secret messages. Now everyone wants to get their hands on Eleanor Van Horn's famous spy jam. I mean, it's just elderberry, right? I think that's what it was. She just moved to the library.
Luca peeked over Piper's shoulder. Laid stealthily inside a large volume of mathematics was the first issue of Hank Atomic.
Nice. Piper, are you reading Hank's Atomic?
Do you mind not telling anyone? I've kinda got a reputation to uphold.
Oh, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Just about every kid in town reads Hank Atomic. Honestly, I'm excited for you. What I'd give to start over fresh. To experience it again for the first time.
I guess that's the downside of finishing something nice.
At least now I can enjoy it again through you. Promise to tell me about it as you go?
Sure thing.
Over the school year, Kato and Bert had become close friends.
But did you know that when they covered up the source, they found new species of fungus? Yep, and they're studying it in new labs. Did you know that? Beacon Pines is now the smallest town in the country?
Yep, close to population before Perennial Harvest moved in.
It typically went on like this for quite some time.
Can't believe it's over. Yeah, the whole town is really starting to turn a new leaf. The town? I was talking about Hank Atomic. I just finished the last issue. How was it? As great as always. Hank finally returned to Earth. But I just feel weird now. Weird can be cool. It just means you're ready for something new. Any suggestions? You could ask Miss Hatch about what she's always reading. She seems to really enjoy it. Huh, maybe I'll do that. Hey, Mr. Nuncreed. I'm gonna go see my dad in a bit. Do you want to come with? Even after everything I did, you'd still...
Mr. Nuncreed shook his head.
You really are your father's son, aren't you? I don't think I'm ready for that yet. Well, you're always invited. I bet he'd love to hear from you. I'll visit Walt in my own time. You run along now.
With Perennial Harvest gone, the transportation tubes were left unused.
Come on, come on. No one's too big, no one's too small. For Jeff's wild ride.
Maybe not completely unused.
It's one piece of candy. For the ride of your life. Who's next? How are the bugs? Guess what? Yesterday I saw a Dynasties Tedious. And that's good? It's great! I haven't spotted one of those in years. At this rate, Beacon Pines is going to become the bug capital of the county. puddle's dried up at least. Wait, what's the beehive?
Luca peeked up at the beehive. It appeared to be deserted.
That's strange. Okay.
The Valentine Mansion loomed over every other building in town, both figuratively and literally.
I have news I think you'll enjoy. This morning, I unpacked my last box. You're officially moved in? It's just a box. Let's not blow this out of proportion. It sounds an awful lot like putting down roots. I guess I decided this place is root worthy. You're gonna be stuck with me for the foreseeable future. I do have to warn you, most years aren't going to be as interesting as this one. I think I'll manage. Ready? Before we go, there's a bit of a surprise. My mom's prepared this tree especially for you. They didn't have to do that. It wasn't just them. Just about the whole town pitched in. We all owe you. It should do okay in the cold of Old Beacon Pines. And thrive as things warm up. That's perfect. Ah, you got it. Now that's a good looking tree. Being a special occasion and whatnot, the ride's on the house. You're gonna want to hang on tight to that little tree. Y'all gonna make me cry. I already know it's coming.
I think this is it. The end I've been waiting for. Honestly, I'd begun to lose hope of ever finding it. But then you came along. I don't know exactly how to thank you. It's hard to explain how much this means to me. It's funny, now that our time together is finally ending, I'm at a loss for words. Let's just watch the end together.
Done. A good little tree. The best little tree. Thank you, children. This means a lot. Yeah, thanks for everything. Shucks, I only did what any... See, I knew it! I'm gonna cry! Shucks, I only did... God. Shucks, I only did what any super awesome best buddy would have done. We should probably give you some alone time now. You good? Yeah, I am. It's been a wild year. How are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that. I'm fine, really. Pa always says the only thing fitter than a fiddle is a cello. I feel like a dang cello. Well, if you ever stop feeling like a cello, I'm here for you. I know. You don't even have to say it. You two make an awesome pair. Excuse me? We're a trio now. Yep. Thanks. There's just one thing missing now that you're part of our group. Missing? Well, let me tell you a little story about a man named Hank Atomic. Oh, gosh. I won't be long. We'll be waiting for you back at the phone booth. I've found the perfect way to start our summer. You've got some good friends. I'm so proud of you. Your father would be so proud. I know. Can I ask you a question? Do you ever dream about Dad? Not a night goes by that I don't. Are you ever afraid that you're going to forget him? Forget what he looks like? Forget his voice? No. Because so much of him lives on in you. He loved that old tree, but I know he would have loved this one more. Because his two favorite people planted it. I'll give you two a moment. Hey, Dad? Dr. Modell says that over the next few years, this place should warm up. So you won't have to be so cold for much longer. I think I finally understand why you left that night. There were things you believed in. Big things. Those beliefs were the things that made you, you. If you wouldn't have stood up to Sharper, stood for what you believed in, you wouldn't have been the same person anymore. You had to go. But that didn't mean you loved us any less. I might not visit you as much as I used to. I know you understand. What? Sorry. One moment while I be a crybaby over here. We still never found out who Nat is. Or who Nat was. So we didn't get all the answers, but... you know. We got the ones that counted, I guess. This was a really good game. I'm gonna look up and see if there is a Beacon Pines 2. I kind of doubt that there is gonna be one. I don't think I remember seeing one when I looked up the game, or when I came across the game the first time. But, yeah. This was a good one. I mean, it made me cry, dang it. Which I guess is not all that hard to do. A lot of people worked on this game, huh? Or are these the special thank yous? I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. Well, as you can guess, this was the final episode of Beacon Pines. Leave me a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what we should play next. I mean, we're heading over into spooky season, so I would love to hear what games we should be playing. Hopefully none that are too scary, though. I still remember how much my shin hurt when I smacked it against the metal... whatever it's called. So yeah, if you liked it, leave me a like, comment down below, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Flamin' Chicken Coop!